So we were talking about Jude Bellingham, whether he's a top 5 player in the world. I got to say, I echo much of what you've said there about the character of Jude Bellingham. The performances, unbelievable. What? You're asking me if he's a top 5? What?
No, I'm asking you to say what you said beforehand. Don't bottle it.
I mean, no, listen, he's an excellent player. You know, the numbers are there. All I'm saying is statistically, I think we're seeing numbers of a player that's probably, you know, he's playing over his talent at this point. That's how it feels. I hate to say it.
What do you mean over his talent?
You said to me he's putting up Cristiano Ronaldo numbers.
Yeah.
But you don't think he's a Cristiano Ronaldo level player yet, do you? Like, I get what you're saying in terms of his start at Real Madrid, but he's already scored more goals at Real Madrid than he did in 2 years at Germany. So in the Bundesliga when he was at Dortmund. So I'm just saying I don't expect this to continue, although it has been
expect it to continue.
Although it has been a fantastic period for Jude Bellingham. That's not me saying he's not an amazing player.
So you don't think he's going to continue to match these numbers?
No, of course.
Continue
He's a midfielder.
To play well?
I'm not saying he's going to stop playing well. I'm just saying that I don't want to read too much into the numbers because you know what happens. We start saying he's amazing, he's one of the top 5 players in the world, he's scoring every week, and when he doesn't, we're going to say he's dropped off. His form's not as good.
I don't think he will, though, and I don't think we will because I don't think he's like most players. I think we have an ability in this country to hype people up and knock them down. We do it. We did it to Rooney his whole career, David Beckham his whole career, and it's not until these legendary players retire that I think they fully get appreciated. But I'm going to appreciate Jude Bellingham exactly for what he's doing right now and exactly what he's going to do. I think he could win the Ballon d'Or one day. Genuinely. I feel that way about him.
Let's quickly, Lianne, go back to our conversation on Jude Bellingham and as to whether he's one of the best 5 players in the world right now. During the break, we were trying to write down our top 5, and I've kind of got a brainstorm of about 10 players here, and
It's hard, isn't it?
I'm pretty settled on 4 of them. I am, I have to say. Erling Haaland.
Yeah, I've got him.
Kylian Mbappe.
Got him.
Mo Salah.
Was going to have him changed.
Harry Kane.
Got him.
Does Jude Bellingham get in at number 5? I'm thinking of Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Vinicius Jr. It's tough. I'm not saying he's not right up there and in the conversation, but I can't. For me, it's Rodri at the moment. For me, number 5 is Rodri.
I just realised I had a moment of nostalgia there, like we were exchanging our sticker book collection. I was like, got, need. It's hard, isn't it? Because I said to you in the meeting before, like, I'm having Jude Bellingham in my 5. Then when I started to write down my 5, I'm thinking, you know, Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland, Mbappe, Bernardo Silva and Harry Kane. But then I was thinking, you know, if I had a choice between Jude Bellingham and Bernardo Silva, I'm going Bernardo Silva. I am. But then some people might feel differently. I know they're different types of players, but the quality of Bernardo Silva, I'm not saying Jude Bellingham won't ever get to that point, but we have to see him for longer. Bernardo Silva is unbelievable, and that's why he's in my 5. But then if we're doing a 10, he might make it in. But I'm talking Mo Salah would be in there for me if I'm doing a 10. I know we're not, but it's hard to narrow down a 5. I know some people have texted saying all day long a 3, but then instead of who? You know, you don't take out an Mbappe.
Ben's a West Brom fan. He got in touch. He said, Bellingham being in the top 5 in the world isn't even up for discussion. He's only 20. He's been doing it for 2 years at Dortmund. He's unbelievable, and he's in the top 3. Craziest thing I've heard on talkSPORT being discussed. That's a lie, Ben. You know you've heard crazier. David's a Chelsea fan. He says the average football fan in the UK doesn't really get to see Jude Bellingham. He's playing in Spain for a Champions League rival. He's been MIA for most of the recent England games. I'm not sure about that, but he says to call him the new Ronaldo is maybe blowing a bit of smoke. What do you think?
Well, he was injured, dislocated his shoulder.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think it's interesting because when people say definitely in the top 3, it's almost like when people say certain people should be in the England squad. Do you know what I mean? When people said Anthony Gordon should be in the squad instead of who? Do you know what I mean? So it's like I can't put Jude Bellingham in my top 3 right now when you look at the quality of the players in the world. Do you understand what I mean? I'm not saying he won't ever be there, but when you look at these players, it's like it will always split the opinion, won't it? I remember last year I said to my dad, would he swap Kevin De Bruyne for Odegaard? He was like, absolutely not. And I was like, what? And I love Odegaard, but Kevin De Bruyne is like unbelievable. But most Gooners would feel that way about Odegaard as well. So I think it also depends on the team you support. Maybe you're a bit biased. But I think Jude Bellingham, he is one of the best players in the world right now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Consistency-wise.
Yeah.
But if you said to me right now, who would I want to sign out of Mbappe and Jude Bellingham, I'm having Mbappe.
Yeah.
But we didn't even say, did you say Rodri as well?
I did say Rodri.
Do you have him in your 5?
For me, he's my number 5 right now.
See?
I love Kevin De Bruyne, and I think if he was fit, I'd be picking him. But Rodri, I think over the last year, you know, what he did in particular in terms of helping Manchester City towards the treble, playing at that really highest level, when it got down to the business end of the competition, I find it hard to look beyond him. I know he didn't have a great game the other day, but he's been pretty good this season as well, hasn't he?
And he's the type of player that when you take him out of that team, you know, similar to N'Golo Kante, McElhenney, these types of players, they are so good in that position, and it's an unsung hero, isn't it? You know, they might not score the goals, they might not have the glitz and the glamour, but Rodri is on a different level. But it's difficult because always the top 5 is going to be goal scorers, isn't it? We
haven't mentioned Messi or Ronaldo.
True. No, I still love Ronaldo. You know, Ronaldo's my
top
my
5
GOAT of all time. So
Messi and Ballon d'Or winner Messi.
Nah.
Not top 5?
I mean, one of the best ever, if not the best, depending on who you're asking, but not right now.
Yeah.
For me, like if I'm looking at this list, but actually, maybe I'm contradicting myself because if he wanted to come to Man United, I'd take him tomorrow. Yeah,
that's true. Someone asked me yesterday. It was in fact they didn't ask me; they just told me Jude Bellingham should be the England captain now. That's literally what they said to me. They said, you know, take it off Harry Kane, give it to Bellingham. That's how good he is. That's how mature he is.
No, not take it off Harry Kane. Make him the captain in the future. I can see where people are coming from, but Harry Kane deserves that for now. If Harry Kane's not there, Jude all the way.
Okay, listen, we really, you know, it's clutching at straws in a way to have this conversation because he has been so good, and he certainly will be, if he's not already, in the top 5 players in the world very, very soon. We wanted to eulogise about what he's doing at Real Madrid because it's great to see a young English player at a club of that magnitude not daunted by the pressures. So fingers crossed Jude can keep going with it at just 20 years old as well, and he will be one day, I'm sure, the England captain.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.